My name is John Michael Haley, and I am an English Open Doors program volunteer. Economics at the University of Georgia. So yeah, just graduated about 2 years ago. Before I came to Chile, I've been traveling basically since I graduated. I just looked for fun travel opportunities, so I was in New Zealand for a whole year. Just kind of working, had different jobs while I was there. And I worked at a ski resort, worked at restaurants and that kind of thing. And then literally right before I was at home in Memphis visiting my family before I came right over here. I was placed in Coquimbo, Chile, and I was there for about 3 or 4 months. I really appreciated how the support system that you guys provided. I really, as exciting as it is to just be off on your own, like going off and finding a job, dropping into a different country and, putting in your resumes places, that is fairly stressful. You don't really know exactly what's going on. You don't know the culture there. So I really enjoyed the fact that you applied for this program beforehand, and then you came in and it was all kind of laid out for you. And then it's not like you were, insulated. You were in the culture. You were, just thrust in the community, but it was all kind of laid out there for you with a good framework. And I did enjoy the fact that that you were put in public municipal schools, like actually being a part of that community. A lot of times you can find jobs, but you're teaching a lot of business, business people, which, is fine. But I don't know, I felt like this was a great opportunity to really, enjoy and appreciate the culture of wherever you were at, as opposed to kind of being in a big city teaching business clients, which is kind of a little different, Oh, definitely great. I mean, just everything was laid out before I went. This is what you need, A, B, and C. You need to do it at this time, talk to these people. And when I was here, I never really had any troubles. I never really had to contact you guys with anything, but you guys were just always on top of it. I knew that, if anything really happened, you guys would be there to get going and help me out. So yeah, it was exactly what I was looking for in a support system for a program of this type. So. Training was interesting in the fact that I've never taught in front of a school, like a classroom setting before. I've been tutoring before. And so when I came here, I did not really know how to do that. I knew that I could, I just didn't know exactly what I needed to do. And so I came into it with that mindset and I left thinking, all right, yeah, I can do that. Every day was learning specific things that you could do, not just kind of in general terms, which was great. A lot of times teaching in the language that you're teaching is difficult in many aspects. And so that was, that's just hard in general. And, you can't really teach that except if you're in that situation. But without, being put forth in a test class or anything like that, it was kind of what I would have thought I could have gotten. And it was it was more than I expected. I didn't know what to expect really, but I came out of it being like, all right, sweet, let's go do this. I was ready to go. I was geared up to go. So yeah, you have Coquimbo and La Serena. They're like twin towns. And Coquimbo is definitely the worker town. It's got the port there. So it's more of a rough and tumble type of town than La Serena would be. La Serena is more a little, not uppity, but like a little touristy, But yeah, no, it has its own character. It's got its own flair. It's got, the more lively night scene of the region. I don't know if you've ever been there. And the ports there, the beaches are so nice. And it's got the perfect climate. I could not have really asked for a better family. I had my host mother and my host father and their 19-year-old son, or grandson actually, 19-year-old grandson. But my host brother was learning English. He's in college right now, and so he wanted someone to practice English with, which was, great with me because he was like my dictionary whenever I needed something translated for his parents. And they were like a second family to me. I mean, my host mom would make sure I put cologne on when I left the house. And around, 18, we were part of, me and some of the other volunteers in the area went, and there was like a series of Cueca lessons because we had to get ready, for 18. You just had to, we were in Chile during that time, you had to know the Cueca. So, it was all in Spanish, and so we went to it was like one a week for like 3 or 4 weeks, and we had to just learn. Spanish, but when I came here, I didn't know that much Spanish. Now I'm pretty good at, I'm okay, but he was talking way too fast for me. And so I definitely just had to watch what this guy was doing. And so he just had to, basically, we would be messing up in the corner, and he'd like come over and like be giving us, all right, no, you have to do this and this and this and this. And we'd try to do it, and it was just, wasn't happening, and he would just like walk away, be like, I can't deal with this right now. There's too many other people at this lesson. And, but I just love being able to, be a part of like a celebration like that was really cultural and that the whole nation was a part of, and just, to be thrust into that and to learn their national dance, which is amazing that they even have one, and actually learn it and do it and be a part of other people who didn't know how to do it was great. Okay, yeah, well, you just have to realize from the get-go that you're not home anymore, that, coming from the United States where everything is pretty cut and dry, you do this and this and this, you just have to know that it's more of an anything kind of goes situation in the culture, especially in the working environment, in the schools. And you just can't really expect anything to happen the way it's supposed to. So if you just kind of are let it play it loose, that's really kind of what and that from the get-go, you're gonna be fine. But it's when you're thinking like, this isn't happening, this is supposed to happen, why isn't this happening? That's when you run into trouble. That's when you're like, okay, it's like a culture clash. And so from the get-go, you guys told us from the get-go about kind of what to expect. And that's just kind of my personality anyway. It's just be like, all right, well, whatever is going on, I'm just gonna follow what everyone else is doing. And so if you just know that, and then it was great. Like, I had the best time working in the school. The kids were amazing. I mean, you're in a public school, so these aren't like, a lot of times, people or other English speakers come in, they're getting jobs in like private schools, which is great, but you're seeing kind of a different demographic than the rest of the country. But here you're seeing really kind of this is really Chile. This is really the people that are, living here. And it was great to be a part of that. It was like really, I don't know. I mean, just the fact that they accepted me into it and they really wanted me to stay when I was leaving was like so fulfilling. Like, yeah, I mean, I had a great time. But it was hard. It definitely was hard. Don't make it seem like it was all like love and roses, because it was definitely a lot of work. You have to be adaptive and have backup plans A, B, and C, and know what you're doing. I came into it not really with much working, like a lot of working experience in like a job where that actually needed organization. I just graduated 2 years ago and I've been traveling ever since. And so it definitely was a job that took a lot of organization skills and a lot of preparation, which is not something that I've actually had to be counted upon to do. I've had to do it in school, but if I didn't do it, I just got a bad grade, But here I was like, well, if I didn't prepare, like the kids weren't going to learn that day. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that. That's the whole point I'm here, And so I came away with it knowing that I could do it and that I could do it well. How that affected me is the fact that Like, I mean, I came here with not knowing any Spanish, and now I can like communicate with people that I would never have been able to communicate otherwise, and be able to make relationships with so many people that like before this, no, I would not have been able to talk to you guys, you know. But now, yeah, sweet. Now we're friends. We're gonna hang out later in life. I would assume so. I mean, I hope. I don't know. Well, I guess to piggyback off that, just not really expect immediate results on things. You know, you put in the effort, you can't just expect them to get English right away. You can't really expect them to, on your first day, just like have like a Dead Poet Society type experience, you know, where they're like just wanting to learn English so bad that day, yeah. No, it's just not. Like they're teenagers or they're kids, and they're just gonna be like just on their cell phones. They're not gonna want to be at school. But if you just keep at it, you know, and if you just keep doing what you're doing, and you know, not like second guess yourself just because, you know, they're not like begging you to teach them new words, you know, just then they're gonna love it. They're gonna want to learn English. If you just want them to be your friend, then they're gonna say, hey, that's someone cool. I want to be able to talk to him. How do I do that? Oh, learn English? Cool. Well, let's do that. So yeah, that's probably what I would say I learned. I would say if you're ready to, or if what you're looking for is to meet people in a different language completely, in a different culture completely, that you would never be able to meet them otherwise. People, you know, you can go travel and you can meet people in hostels, you can meet people at tourist sites, but you're not really gonna meet the real people from that culture, or the real people from that country. If you really wanna immerse yourself in a community and get to know a community, this is one of the top programs I would say you need to look into, because it's, you know, the opportunity is, you know, I mean, I've never had the opportunity before, and I feel like it's a great one to actually, you know, to have the framework of the English Open Doors program to insert yourself into there is just unsurpassed. I feel like it's great. Just whatever's thrown your way, jump on into it. Jump into any opportunity you can to witness something new, to be a part of something different that you've never done before, and you're gonna have a great time.